All right, guys, we're going to try something different today. I'm going to do the meeting within a team meet and record it so that I can show you my screen and show you how I'm solving these iXL problems. So let me share my screen with you. All right, so when you go into iXL, you are headed to R5. To get that favorited for you. So you're going to R5, and it's within the Pythagorean Theorem, so where we've been, and you're going to see problems that say things like, Miss Robinson is teaching a 5th grade class. She's standing 12 meters in front of Stephen. Joe is sitting 9 meters to Stephen's right. How far apart are Miss Robinson and Joe? Okay, so if you look at this one, you can click right here where it says learn with an example, and it will give you a different problem. And it will also show you how to draw the diagram and then how to solve it. So that's another option. Okay, so just know that this is here in almost every iXL problem. You can click learn with an example. All right, so let's go back to our problem. So our poem says Miss Robinson's teaching a 5th grade. She's standing 12 meters in front of Stephen. So we're going to have Stephen and the teacher, and I'm going to show you what I'm drawing in just a second. And that Joe is sitting 9 meters to Stephen's right. And so what we want to know is how far apart are Miss Robinson and Joe. Okay, so it's Robinson and we have Joe and we have Stephen. All right, so let me show you how I did this. Okay, so when I looked at that problem, when I read that, you have Miss Robinson and Stephen. Okay, so she's here and he's this far away from her, and then Joe is to his right. There's Joe. And we want to know how far apart the two of them are. Okay, so I'm going to jump back to our iXL real quick because I didn't write down the numbers. And let's see, it looks like she is standing 12 meters in front and he is 9 meters to the right. All right, so then we're just going to take our calculator. And remember that this would be a hypotenuse because here's my right angle. So I have a squared plus b squared equals c squared. I'm going to go ahead and use a as my 12. So 12 squared plus 9 squared equals x squared. Okay, and I'm going to grab my calculator. Let me get to my calculator app. So we would have 12 squared plus 9 squared equals 225. And then remember, we need our square root because I don't want to know what x squared is. I want to know what x is. So the square root of 225 is 15. So then I would go back to my iXL and I would type in 15. Okay, so let's go ahead and try this next one together. So Aaron's in a hot air balloon that has just taken off and is now floating 8 meters above its launch point. Okay, so like I would have a launch point, it's going up, and I have a hot air balloon and it's 8 meters above. Terrell is standing on the ground 6 meters away from the launch point. And what they want to know is how far apart are Aaron and Terrell. Okay. All right, so let's go back to our screen to see how we do that. So for this problem, I have my launch point. Okay, and 8 meters above that is where Aaron is in the hot air balloon. And then Terrell is standing 6 meters away from the launch point. So this would be Terrell. And what we want to know is how far apart is Aaron from Terrell? Okay, so same thing that we did before. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. Okay, so we're going to get 8 squared plus 6 squared equals, x squared, x. Okay. All right, so I'm going to grab my calculator and I'm going to do 8 squared plus 6 squared is 100. And remember, I don't want to know what x squared is. I want to know x, so square root of x squared and square root of 100 which is 10, because I know 10 times 10 is 100. So he is 10 meters away. Okay, so then I would go back to my iXL, and I'm going to enter in 10. All right, let's try one more, and then I'm going to send you off to do these on your own. A flying squirrel's nest is 16 meters high in a tree. From its nest, the flying squirrel glides 20 meters to reach an acorn that is on the ground. How far is the acorn from the base of the tree? Okay, so if you think about this one, you kind of have to think about the nest is 16 meters high in a tree. So it's kind of like you have the ground, and then you go up a tree 16 meters to get to the nest. The acorn, he's going to fly like, at that diagonal to get to the acorn, and he's going to fly 20 meters. They want to know how far from the ground or from the base of the tree is this acorn. Okay, so we're going to get a little drawing on this one. Sometimes it's fun to add a little art to math, and I have no art skills, so enjoy this. Like, I can't even really draw stick figures, so this will be great for those of you that are in art. So we have our tree, a beautiful tree. Okay, it's our tree. And this tree has a nest in it. Yep, that's my nest, because that's all it's going to look like. And that nest is 16 meters from the ground. Okay, so I have my ground, and there's my nest. All right, then there's a little baby acorn over here. Oh, no. There's my little baby acorn. And my acorn is 20 meters when the bird flies down. And what I want to know is, how far is it from here? Okay, all right, so when we do our a squared plus b squared equals c squared, you'll notice this time I have a, I don't know b, and my c is 20. Okay, so this one was a little bit different. I'm finding one of the legs, not the hypotenuse. So I'm just going to bring my calculator over, and I'm going to do 16 squared. It's 256 plus x squared. And then 20 squared is 400. And remember, this is a equation, so I'm going to subtract 256 from each side. This one will zero out, and we're left with x squared. And then 400 minus 256 gives us 144. But I don't want to know x squared, I want to know x, so square root. So second square root, 144. Is 12. So my answer would be 12. Okay, so I'm going to hop back over to, sorry, lights just went off in my room. So I'm going to hop back over here to iXL, and it was 12, and there we go. All right, so that's what you're going to continue to do in this part where you're going to answer the questions on iXL. Okay, so sorry, lights are out in my room. It's a little dark in here right now. But this is what you're going to solve for the remainder of the period. So work on R5 in iXL. And if you have questions and you're in the classroom, raise your hand and ask. If you're at home and you have questions, please message me in Canvas, or I'll probably open a team meet this day. So feel free to hop on there and ask a question if you're stuck. Hope you guys have a great day.